All right, good morning. This is Lucky Links, and this is a tricky topic. Let's see if I got here. Let's do it this way. There we go. Tricky topic. Someone asked me this. What do you do when, with the court cards in the tarot? When you do a reading and a court card comes out, like for the result, for the outcome. So let's say you do let's see if it happens now. You do a reading. Let's say someone does a thing about their finances, right? So a woman comes to you and she goes, "Hey, what's going to happen with my financial situation?" And then you're like, "Okay, let's see if one comes up." All right, so near future. Okay, so the near future would be the Knight of Swords. Okay, so I got so this one's good because the near future is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so then the Hanged Man would be on top. These are the first two. Okay, so I would say there was the concern is they want an end to a stalemate, and I know that that's reinforced because the Hanged Man's on top. And the bottom is the Hierophant. So I'd say, well, it looks like you're trying to start your own thing here. Or you're trying to get your reputation out there. You're trying to get known as an expert, maybe as a consultant or in some kind of business where it's your own business. But there's a stalemate. In the recent past, there was a reason for celebration or assistance. So I might say, well, you got some assistance from people in getting this started. Her hopes and fears are the Page. So this is a good one, all right? So in the hopes and fears section, the Page, she's hoping for good news. Usually the pages are the easiest ones to get because they usually represent news. Page of Cups usually represents good news. The Page of Coins usually represents a good business deal. And the other two pages, the one can represent a spy or news that isn't so good, Page of Swords, and then the, what's the other one? Page of Wands, that usually can go both ways. It usually means there's more action that needs to be taken on your part, okay? So there's a message or news. So when a page comes up, it can represent, a message. Now here's a good example. In the near future, that's the Knight of Swords. So that's the kind of thing that she's asking about. So we got two court cards in here. So how do you do it? So it could mean that an individual who is this kind of attitude, the Knight of Swords, could mean that a person, a young man who's dark, forceful, and takes action, and who rides in and who charges in. Could mean that kind of person is going to be instrumental in this, or it could mean that you have to take this tack. You have to act like this. Now, depending upon your intuition, I might actually say, well, it looks like this is not a time to force it. Just let it happen. Just relax and let it happen. And I would look at the Hanged Man's coming up, which, and they're wanting to break the stalemate here, or they feel like there's a stalemate. And I might actually say here, it feels like you gotta not take. You got to relax. Don't force it. And then the other one is Two of Coins, which tells me that there's a new partnership, a very practical partnership that's going to come into being here. That's going to help. So like that. And then I got a couple other cards here. I got people are looking at you. How people view you would be the Devil. So that might further tell me if people are watching your attitude as this business leader, they want to see if you're going to inspire confidence in them or not. So be cool, but be competent. And then the other one is, this is the Two of Swords, and it's in the case of the person. If you want to see what this is, it's in one of my older videos. This is a wheel spread I do normally when I'm using tarot. And then this might say, you know, you're balancing things, or you're gaining your equilibrium right now, for example. So how I might read this whole thing is, okay, you're looking to break a stalemate right now. You're an individual who's trying to gain authority as her own business owner. You're hoping for some good news to come in. You're afraid what's going to happen is it's not going to come in time for you to meet your bills, which is this one. Could mean this one. This is the outcome. But don't force it. You got to stay laid back, because people are watching you very closely, and they're watching to see if you inspire confidence to them as a consultant or a business owner. And you have some reasons to celebrate in your past, and some reasons to take, how do I say this? You got a lot to offer, and so focus on your strengths and what it is that you have to offer, not on your fears, and then the things will work out for you. And then I might throw another one on this, because I don't like the 2 as an outcome. And it's a 10. So it's the end of a rocky situation. And then the beginning of, and then the Emperor, the beginning of being your own successful individual. So that's how I would do it. Now, if it came out, like say, as a Queen of Coins, I might say, you got to figure out what your value is and where your value lies. If it comes out as a King of Coins, I might say, oh, you're going to be very successful here, and you're going to make you know, quite a bit right now in the near future. If it came out of the King of Swords, I might say, watch your mind, or there's more knowledge that you have to know. Queen of Swords, I'd say watch from being cold and distant from people. So it depends on where it ends up and what it's telling. Remember, these are qualities, not necessarily a person, or it can be a person. And for that, you've got to use your intuition, and you've got to practice to see which one it's going to be. Is it going to be that you need a person involved in here, or is it going to be that you need to embody these qualities? So ask yourself, is this the embodiment of these qualities that I need to, or is it going to be that someone like that's going to block the situation, someone like that's going to help the situation? And that's only gained from intuition and experience. In this particular case, when I see a page, it'll be like, oh, good news is coming your way, or not so great news, or challenging news, or something. And then in the other case, what is the court card, and what does that represent? For example, knights tend to represent immaturity. So this is not fully grown yet. You're still, I would say to this woman, you're still immature in building this business, and chill out. It's going to come together for you. And then the 2 means the 2 outcome in that case. I would say, well, there's a partnership at work here. There's a practical partnership. I know people have, you know, the Rider-Waite has a different one. When I first started reading cards, there was a really fantastic deck. I still have it. It's called the Sacred Rose. And I loved how that illustration of the Sacred Rose represented a partnership, a practical partnership. So there's some practical partnership is going to emerge from this, and you're still growing. And then, you know, I threw a couple of extra. There's a hard road coming to an end, and the Emperor means that usually when that comes up, I usually suggest it's a great deal of success. So where does the court card come up? Does it embody a quality, or does it embody a person? And I think that's all the advice on it I have to give right now, because I want to keep it as simple as possible. Look where it ends up. Look what it embodies, and use your intuition to determine which. That's the only way you can do it. I'm Lucky Links. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions about court cards or things like that, or about the tarot, go ahead and put it in the thing below. I'll do my best to answer, or I'll do a video. And if you want to learn more, I do private lessons. If you want to email me, conjurehope@gmail.com. If you want a reading, go ahead and email me at gmail.com, and we'll set something up. Playing cards also have courts. those are fascinating because in the playing cards it usually represents a person. And Lenormand has some people in it too, which is quite interesting, and some of the other oracles have people in them too. Remember, at any time, one of these other cards could represent a person too. So for example, this could mean a person who has a lot of balance or who can help you break a stalemate. And this could mean a person who's very celebratory or easygoing and fun or likes to help, for example. So anything can represent a person, depending upon what your intuition tells you, and any court card can represent a quality or a situation. Approach it like that and see what you get out of it and see how it helps you to develop your abilities to read the tarot and read the court cards. I'm Lucky Links. Again, wishing you success and good fortune in all that you do, and have a great day.